What's up?
Oh, I'm just compiling all the top sports scores, news, and odds so I can make the very best bets.
Me too. BetOnline.ag.
Join today and receive your 50% welcome bonus at betonline.ag.
So apparently there's a possibility that Anthony Davis stays in New Orleans. So let's talk about it. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Jimmy Toscano and Josue Pavone.
Miss me with that BS.
Do you think that it's possible that Anthony Davis makes the decision to stay with the Pelicans long term?
Jimmy?
Hell no!
Right?
No!
Right? Okay, I'm making sure I'm not the only one here.
I like how it's
Get outta
Anthony
here with
Davis'
that.
decision. He's got a year left on his deal. He's already said he wants out.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, David Griffin's going to say, oh, well, wait a second. Maybe he doesn't. We're going to
yeah.
try
I can talk
He
him
wants
into
try to
it.
keep him, because why would he be like, oh, yep, he's out the door.
Right.
We're selling him for 40 cents on the dollar here, folks, because he's not going to play a game for us next year
And,
if we
and
keep
he wants
him.
to play with Solomon Hill and Etuan Moore again. Try him one more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, this guy's out the door. I understand what's going on here. I get it. But I still don't believe it. I don't believe anything really in the NBA anymore, because it's all unbelievable to me.
If they had the money to bring two max guys, I would be like, okay, maybe they can swing it. Maybe he's having some kind of conversation with one of the top tier free agents,
Right.
and maybe they're considering moving to New Orleans. But if you look at their salary, I mean, they just don't have the money to do it. They got money tied into like two guys I just mentioned,
Right.
Solomon Hill, Etuan Moore.
Yikes.
They have to wait another year for those guys to get off the books. And at this point, with Anthony Davis, like, do you really want to go through this
talking about
entire
Etuan Moore right now.
like this entire thing all over again? Like, that's what I'm seeing right now. If he stays in New Orleans, we're talking about this whole thing all over again. He probably starts asking for a trade again come December, and then you're at the same spot that you were, which could actually happen. I mean, New Orleans could see a whole bunch of offers that they don't think is worth it, and they could just wait it out until they finally bite on the deal.
Now they got to do
That
something.
could happen
They
mid-season.
got to do something, because they're going to have the same issues that they had this year, and it's not going to be pretty going into game one if they keep him. I don't see it happen. But if I'm the Pelicans, like, I think what they're saying is they're hopeful he reconsiders. Of course you're hopeful he reconsiders. You got no plan B over there, man.
Yeah.
You guys are screwed. But I don't see that happening. I think he's out the door. And it's a shame that it came to this, because I thought Anthony Davis handled it just terribly. Especially wearing the T-shirt that says "That's all, folks." Last game of the year, and then playing it off like, oh, I don't dress myself. Somebody dressed that. Somebody gave me that shirt. I don't even know what it said.
I forgot
Like,
he did that.
If you're gonna wear that shirt, at least own it after,
Right.
man. If you're gonna be a jerk, at least be a jerk. Don't be like, oh, somebody dresses me every morning. I didn't pick that up.
Yeah.
That's besides the point. But
This Garden
anyways.
Report is sponsored by betonline.ag. Head to clnsmedia.com/win. Enter promo code CLNS50 for 50% cash back on your first deposit. So let's bring it back to the Celtics now. If Anthony Davis, in the realm of possibilities, stays with the Pelicans, what does that mean for this Boston Celtics team?
I think you finally just move on and you just look for the next best thing, and if not, you bring this group back. I know maybe that's not what Celtics fans wanted to hear necessarily. Maybe that's not what Kyrie Irving wants to hear. I do think he does want to see at least one other All-Star or someone else on this team, but I mean, it really comes down to what happens throughout the next couple of months or next couple of weeks. However long this postseason run goes for the Celtics team will ultimately decide or at least give the Celtics perspective as to how to move forward and how to approach the upcoming offseason.
I think you go after Kevin Durant. I mean, I think you can make the case that they'd rather have Durant over Anthony Davis anyways.
I mean, I think Danny Ainge that's already in his
So
in his head,
who's to say that that's not their number one option to begin with? I mean, if Anthony Davis somehow stays with the Pelicans, what does that mean? It means he didn't end up on a contender.
Yeah.
So that's one less player and one less team you have to worry about. If you're the Celtics, you're still coming back next year, as far as you're concerned, with a great roster. If you don't blow it up for a superstar player, you're coming back in a better position than a lot of these other teams are going to be heading into next season. So I don't think if you're the Celtics, you don't panic at all. I mean, you give them your best offer if he's available. If he's not, all right, see you later. We're going to go into the next best player if they want to make that move.
Jimmy, can we break down just real quick how this could happen? Because we talked about this about a month ago, and people in the comment section are like, oh, you don't have to trade for him. He's a free agent. Can we break down the fact that the Celtics will have to do a sign and trade in order to pull this off? Like, I guess we're giving you guys too much credit and thinking that maybe you guys figured that out already, and you go ahead in the comment section because they're going to get really mad at me.
There's some bad YouTube commenters.
I'm sorry, this is a great opportunity to call these guys out. I'm just saying
too.
real quick, okay? Sign and trade, guys. That's the only way the Celtics could acquire Kevin Durant. They cannot sign him straight up, even if they were to trade one of the max contracts. And, of course, Kyrie Irving is able to be re-signed because of the bird rights that they got when they traded for him from Cleveland.
And if you're Kevin Durant, this isn't a bad option for you. You're going back to the East in a wide open Eastern Conference. Other than the Bucks, I really don't think there's really anybody else that can't, fight for that Eastern Conference Finals berth. So it makes sense. And if you're a team like the Warriors, yeah, sure. If you don't want to stay with us, we'll send you out. We'll send you to the East.
Right, but do they really want to help the team that could
Yes,
potentially
we
knock
talked
them
about
down?
this. We talked about this. Wherever Durant goes is a contender.
Well, there's a lot of top-tier talent willing and ready to make some moves, so it will make for a very interesting offseason.